What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy J Dub, the number one comment on YouTube. And I'm back with another review. Today I will be reviewing my highest watch videos of Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is the reunion part 2, season 5, episode 17. Before we get started, um, I want to let y'all know that I review reality shows. I do detailed reviews. I don't hit every single scene. I just try to pick out the most important scenes that I pick up and maybe pick up some details that you may have not seen. And as I said, I am YouTube's number one commenter. So with this channel, it's all about the comments. You know, whatever you feel like you need to say, the model of this channel is say what you say. It's always welcome, whether we disagree, whether you want to get something off your chest, whether you want to just say hello. I need it in those comment section. This is the new year of 2023, and I ask that on your way in, please hit that like button so I can push this content out. The algorithm ain't algorithming, so I need to get up in there and get this content out to people. But I'm about the comments. The comments make me the happiest because that's what I'm about. So let's go ahead and get into this reunion part 2, because this one to me is a long one. I got a lot of notes, so I'm gonna try to get through it as quickly as I can to keep y'all interested. So it starts out with, it continues on with the interrogation of cousin Kiki, Tisha's cousin, about the speculation of Marceau, whether he's been cheating or not. And Tisha says that Kiki is pretty much lying. Like, that has never happened. She has never had speculated that Marceau has cheated at all. So Tisha turns right back around and says, well, I found a naked picture of a girl's butt in his phone or whatever. And I'm like, so you didn't speculate at any time that this man is cheating at all? Okay. So not only did Marceau like this woman's naked butt picture, he responded to the picture with a like, and he wrote under the picture, "Oh, a midday surprise." And initially, Tisha and Marceau denied that he responded to it. Kiki reminded them exactly what that response was, and they're like, "Oh yeah, okay." You know, in these type of situations, just looking at Tisha, I don't know if she is delusional. I don't know if she's having a comprehension problem, you know, from going to the wrong side of the track high school. Either way, it's bad. Like, this lady's 40 years old. She got degrees. Something's missing. So, in my opinion, that's my opinion. So, Marceau was like so cool and nonchalant about it. He was like, you know, Carlos like asking like, what's going on? Like, that's okay for you to do? And he was like, well, it was a midday surprise. You know, like, that was funny. It wasn't. It was like totally disrespectful to Tisha. And, you know, it's just, Marceau was just claiming that this lady he interviewed for a job, and he said it was out the blue. It was funny when Martell was like, did she get the job? That was funny, you know, but they like to chime in a lot. Like, I didn't mind that chime in. Some of them I do. So I'm like, at this point, we just got to let Marceau cheat in peace. His wife don't care. His wife got her head in the sand. Man, let that man be. The man could go to Africa when he wants to. The man can have his back on the internet. The man could lie and say that he was at Atlanta with Chris Fletcher for 48 hours and he was only with him for 2. I mean, you just gotta let it be at this point. His wife don't care, so why should I at this point? So he's just, to me, he's a man of low character. You know, he doesn't have any remorse for what he did. He makes fun of like this situation or light. And Tisha even like covered for him, like saying that it was way back 14 years ago. And Kiki was like, girl, come on, like, for real? Are you serious? 14 years ago? Like, y'all been married 16 years ago. Right. Y'all probably didn't even have an iPhone then to like the picture. But okay. We just going to let her lie. We're going to let her hide. We're going to do all of that. We're going to leave it alone. But and from what I'm looking for Tisha, like, in this reunion, you know, she was like really highly emotional. She was like erratic at some points, and she wasn't composed. You know, like when I'll be in the comments, I try to stay off of comments or places where I haven't done a review yet, but sometimes I gotta help. You know, I got an addiction to it. I'm the number one commenter, and it just comes off weak to me. It doesn't, they be like, yeah, Tisha bringing it this reunion. She getting in there. No, she's a mess. She sounds like a little crybaby when she talking. When it's time to talk about her marriage, she's supposed to be like bringing it when she come to bring it to Mel. And I don't see it that way. I have different opinions about that because that's just what it is. I don't know if Maurice is trying to be relevant or something, but like he's always like chiming in on the situation or adding like what I don't think he should or what have you. It gets a little annoying. It really does. I mean, all of them to me, Marceau, Maurice, Martell. At times, it gets old. And just looking at the situation as a whole, the situation could have really been resolved quickly. But Kiki the trader was like really on some get back because Marceau jokingly said, hey, lock your pills up. We got a pill addiction here or whatever. When he told that to Mel and Martell. Martell says he don't remember, but bottom line, Kiki wanted revenge against Tisha and Marceau for telling that information. And because she could have said like, hey, you know what, Kiki, this is Kiki. I was really hurt and bothered that you divulged this information. I never ran in nobody's house eating their pills up like M&Ms or nothing like that. So why would you say that to them? That hurt me. And I did not get over it, even though, we said we were moved on because that was something very personal. And I joined alliances with Mel to get back at you to hurt you. Because in real life, just speaking of like how Marceau said, oh, it was a joke. It was a joke. And Mel called him on that saying like, yeah, you said it jokingly, but it wasn't funny. And Marceau like, oh, when do I make a joke that ain't funny? Like this guy is really something wrong with him. He believed what he's saying. And it just, that bad joke didn't land. And to me, it's just like Marceau is willing to humiliate his wife in front of millions. So you think he got a problem telling a bad joke about somebody's addiction? That's just the kind of guy that he is, and it's not cool. And I believe it wholeheartedly that Kiki is telling the truth about that situation. That that was the joke, and it just didn't land. So, the next segment they went to the brawl at Madani with Mel and Miss Wanda, and just rewatching it, it really got ugly. And I didn't really like the seeing it. So apparently Mel and Wanda have like two different versions of like what happened. And where you find the proof is in the tape. And pretty much it was closer to Mel's account of actually what happened. Mel she went live and production didn't want her to go live, but it was like, to me, that kind of move is antagonistic, if you will. And because I believe Mel had every right to confront Miss Wanda and her cousin, and she said she initially approached Miss Wanda's cousin because talking about he got the chop on waiting for Mel or whatever, and when I hear stuff like that, I think it's a new day. So I have to kind of relate it to like my life or whatever. I've never been to Huntsville. It is 2023, but where I come from, where I live in the streets of DC, the DC area, people don't talk like that. And when they do talk like that, they got bad intentions to do that. So like talking like that, especially to a woman, could get somebody hurt, even if they don't mean it, or it can get them removed from the earth because it's been happening. It happens all the time. There's a lot of stuff that happens here that people act off emotions and it doesn't make national news. Like where I'm from, you don't say stuff like that unless you mean it or unless you're ready to deal with the consequences. And I wish Martell would have got involved because, I mean, that ain't his wife. But to start talking about guns and stuff like that when it comes to your wife or your children's mother, that's a problem. That's a real life problem. And people have, because of the internet, when I say the motto, the internet has ruined the world. People feel comfortable talking reckless and not expecting repercussions behind it because that's the thing. Some people don't take kindly to those threats and those words, especially dealing with their their wives and children and family members. It's absolutely not cool. People should never put stuff out like that. That is no joke, and that's a problem. But again, it's the new generation. It's funny now to play the TikTok celebrity death version, and people make sense. Oh, people are just having fun. That's how I know how detached people are, how desensitized people are. It's absolutely ridiculous. I heard a phrase, or I hear it often, that I hate it here. I love being alive, but this new world, I hate it. I wish I could go back in time and live back then. Even with the crack era, it was still better than this. I promise you. So anyway, let me get off my Maurice soapbox. I really like how Carlos handled the situation when he did like a full investigation on stage about Tisha covering up for what Miss Wanda said about Sugar Mama. Tisha was like, my mom was wrong, but I was like, ain't no but. You leave it right there. Your mom was wrong. She shouldn't have said it. And again, Tisha was trying to say, well, like, it's kind of both of their fault. It's just both of their faults or whatever. You got to be responsible for you. And in real life, to go back, Mel was responding about what Wanda said in her live about her baby daddy might not be Sugar Mama's father or whatever. And she went there and said, Miss Wanda's baby daddy is in her DMs, which is Tisha's father or whatever. So, it really kicked off and got extra ugly from there. And I'm like it all really started from a speculation where Martell he was speaking on Dr. Heavenly's YouTube channel and saying that it was suspected that Melody had a different baby father from a pregnancy that she deleted. That's different from Sugar Mama. Again, I don't know if Miss Wanda's comprehension is not on level from the wrong side of the tracks, middle school, because we know Miss Wanda didn't finish high school. That's just a fact. But, it got all mixed up and got all ugly, and it really shouldn't speak on that. The best explanation I heard about this situation came from Kimmy, because Kimmy felt like the whole time Miss Wanda always overstepping and crossing lines, what have you, and felt that Miss Wanda's reasoning for like, oh, Martell put it out there was just an excuse, and she was pretty much backpedaling from that. And you could tell that Miss Wanda wasn't genuine. Miss Wanda ended up apologizing, but you can tell Carlos King squeezed that apology out. You could tell. Didn't you see that lump in her midsection? That was an apology trying to come up, but it wasn't genuine. Miss Wanda isn't sorry about nothing that she said or something that she did. And before I go any further, just so I don't forget, because it has to be addressed. Like at this point, when we get into a point where somebody's mother is swinging on a cast member, regardless of what was said or whatever, going back and forth, things have gone too far. In my personal opinion, this is my opinion. We all have our own opinions. So, on our channel, we have free to have our own opinions if we don't agree. I had a problem that Mel's mother, Miss Pastor Van, did not get with Miss Wanda. No, they too old to be out there fighting, but to me, this is my opinion. I'm not a mother, but I'm a father. And I know if I'm 99 years old and you swing on my child, if I'm in a wheelchair, I'm going to roll over your foot. If I got a cane, I'm going to swing it. You can't hit my people in my presence, especially not my child. Miss Van should have put them arms in motion and got with Miss Wanda. I have a problem with that, but everybody's not a fighter. Everybody, none of them should be out there fighting. I don't see it. We got business owners and brands and reputations that are on the line. So it shouldn't be like that. But guess what it is? Once Miss Wanda got to swinging, everything else go out the window for me. But anyway, let me get back on target. Where am I at? So at this point, I'm lost myself. So Mel is at a place where she's not comfortable with accepting the fake apology that Miss Wanda gave because Carlos King, um, like kind of forced it out. And Mel went so far as like she was saying she wouldn't even answer Tisha's question because she's enabling her mother, her bad behavior to like from coming from a perspective that Miss Wanda has talked about um, Martell and Melody's kids multiple times, and Tisha's condoning it. And yeah, it's ugly. Like I don't get what it's saying. No, you can't control people, but like let's say if my mom was out of line or blowing up spots or where I'm at, I got a relationship where I can talk to my mother and say like, hey, you got to chill, or if you don't chill, you got to stay where you at your house or wherever you need to be, somewhere else where I'm not, because you're causing problems for me and other people. That's the thing. But Tisha ain't built like that. She's used to her mother making, um, fighting her battles. That's what I'm gonna say. And yeah, it was just like it all could have just been pushed to this, or it could have been smoothed over. It just did not have to go that way. It didn't have to go that way. If Wanda just like say, just kept it real, say, look, man, I didn't like your comment. I hit low. I apologize. That's it. And just let it be. And let it be. And it's just the fact that like I said, I don't like how Marceau is so quick to chime in and get into situations where to me he doesn't belong. But he kind of brought it to Mel, and I didn't like the way he handled that. I wish for a second that Martell and Melody was married and then they get a divorce right after the comment. The fact that the way he like talking to Mel, like, yeah, you don't hold no accountability, and when has Mel ever do? He over talking him, and it just got like real messy on the stage. But like I said, that energy isn't the same energy when it's time for him to answer a question or be transparent, as Tiffany Whitlow would say. It's just not there. He always got like a different energy, and to me, it's fake. It's like somebody who likes to bark up for different causes, but you get meek when it's time to talk about something else. So, I just like they just need to keep it real on reality TV. So the reunion like really started to go left at this point because, like I said, Mel started to get into it with Tisha and Marceau, and this is where the point I wanted Mel to keep her word from the first part of reunion. Like when they was in the dressing room, Mel was telling us like, listen, when they go low, I'm going to hell. And guess what? That was the time to go to the depths of hell with Tisha and Marceau, because they was like giving it to her and bringing it to her, and she was on there on her own, like all them smirking and all that ain't doing nothing. Get with them people. They engaging. Get with them. This is a reunion. Or if you just gonna be a lady, just say I ain't responding to none of that. Their opinions don't matter. She said that, but I was still waiting to go to hell. With that stuff. I guess she heard in her ears God said go, so she took the higher road, if that's what we want to call it. But I was a little disappointed. I wanted to see her, hash it out with them people. But Messy Marceau is like a housewife at this point. I just don't like that. Like the men on here like to chime in where they don't need to chime in. Again, I still believe men have equal rights, but it's a time and a place for you to speak up in certain areas or say things. It starts to look like you're wearing a dress on stage or whatever when you're speaking. It just gets too much. And you know, hey, maybe Mel does have a problem with accountability, but at this point, that's like the pot calling the kettle black. Like Marceau, everything about your life is deception. Everything. I mean, I could go down a list from you living in a 1,200 square foot rental house with 5 people in it across from a gas station. You got $200,000 worth of cars. I'm not even gonna go in on this guy. I mean, it's ridiculous. If you're gonna stand up all the time. And pretty much to kind of close the argument down, Maurice Luther the King want to have a touchy moment, I don't know, a mushy moment where he's just saying like, after all we've been through, after what Kimmy and her diagnosis, uh, it's just how life-changing it is. We should be able to move past all of this. Just all of this. I'm like, Maurice, shut the up. Like, for real, he is so fake. He trying to win the Nobel Peace Prize, but when they going back and forth and other, he having a Def Comedy Jam on all on the stage, or falling out the couch. He is so fake. I cannot stand those Scott brothers, especially Maurice, a wolf in sheep clothing. I feel sorry for Kimmy because at this point I believe she's desperate. And 50. Who else she gonna get married to and be great to her and all that kind of stuff? She deserves better. Period. Regardless. And like I said, Maurice is just so fake. Every time he hears something he don't like, if somebody keeps saying I'm having sex parties at Credit One, I'm gonna get my first case because I got my law degree. I'm gonna sue them. They're gonna be in trouble. Man, go somewhere, man. I mean, for real, like for real. I want him off my screen for real, for real. I'm telling you. And all that he made me lose my place. I would say at this point, they're kind of closing up and getting into the segment of the friends of the show, which is Stormy and Destiny. Now, really, Destiny's supposed to be a main character on the show, but she gives so less. She's like demoted. I'm going to call her demoted Destiny. So Carlos covers the Galentine's fight with Stormy and demoted Destiny. And, they do a playback on, the conflict of that's what's up, all that kind of stuff. So, in the end, I really like the way that Stormy and Destiny kind of resolved that conflict. They had multiple times to try to get through it. And I'm going to say it would not have been possible if Stormy didn't take the higher road because they had some bumps in the road of trying to get there. And it really kind of got a breakthrough when Stormy showed up to Madani at the grand opening and was like apologetic and saying like she wanted peace and gave her a Gucci purse or what have you. But demoted Destiny was not having it at all. It wasn't really where it came over where they sat down one-on-one without distractions and like kind of cleared the air and understood each other. And for real, that's what conflict resolution looks like. Not that you're going to get the outcome that you want all the time, but you'll be able to understand a person, talking to them one-on-one without distractions, without negativity, and being real. But, reality TV want the drama. So I'm going to say shout out to Stormy on that for being the bigger person and getting that through. Because, I actually like Stormy now. I didn't like her before. I thought she was a country ghetto mess or what have you. But, things change. It seemed like she tried to either clean up her image or she allowed the real her to come out, which was all about peace and class and all that kind of stuff. And again, the men got to chime in. They wasn't at the Galentine's fight. Marceau got to jump in, and Marceau got to always throw around the phrase, "Oh, it's Gucci, it's Gucci." That ain't the first time he said that. He's such a girl for real in real life. I have a problem with the guy. That's my opinion. That's where I'm at with it. So we really got an emotional moment where Carlos King kind of brought to Destiny like, hey, she shouldn't be on this show because she kind of ghettos up the show. She's turning Love and Marriage Huntsville to Love and Marriage Hip Hop or whatever. And Carlos, he kind of disagreed with that, just saying like she's country, she's from Mississippi. That don't mean she ghetto or none of that kind of stuff. And then for real, Stormy got more money than everybody on the stage for real. And I love Stormy's answers saying like, this is supposed to be reality TV, so now you want to fault for somebody being real. This isn't my normal self. I kind of lost it in the moment. I got hood, I got ghetto, whatever. To me, my opinion, when you got products at CVS and Walmart, you need to be above things, but people are human. I get it, because, somebody pissed me off, and I got product on them shelves, and I got a brand, and I'm partnering with blue chip companies. I'm like, I'm gone. Go get the G-Wagon. I'm going to just get my pool, whip my clothes on. I let the maid get the pool out, my clothes out the pool, and bring me my dinner. I'm gonna rise above. I don't have time for negativity and back and forth because I want to stay rich. I want my kids to be rich. I want everybody to be rich. Money only handles money issues, but when you're at a certain higher level, you need to elevate the people you're around, the situations you engage in, all of that. That's how people like rappers and people who win the lottery get caught up. You still down here where you used to be. You do have to elevate. Money should change you, not as a person, but like how you operate and how you move. So, Stormy was just really emotional, just saying like, "Hey, I'm not ghetto. I'm not that girl. It was an action, and I was being real. And could I've handled it a different way? Sure, but it happens. But that's not me." And Carlos King asked the question like, as far as the viewers as towards Demoted Destiny, is like, well, the people really believe that you should be fired. And I'm with them. I'm with the people. But Carlos really went kind of low on Destiny. He kind of embarrassed her when he was talking about, well, you don't love and marriage Huntsville. You're not in love. You're not married. So what are you doing here or whatever? And I thought that was a little low. Because for real, the people should be asking Carlos what's that, because I shouldn't be looking at Destiny this season. You should have fired her last season. Yeah, she's got some obstacles where she can't share the details of her divorce. It's true. It'd be gag orders and stuff like that. You can't violate, but she doesn't want to show her current personal situation. She probably can't show the baby no more. Who knows what's going on? But like Kimmy said, in that setting, this might not be the place for you. I didn't really like Kimmy's energy on it, but Carlos did ask. But everybody was like ganging up on Destiny. Like, see, that's what we talking about. Like, Marceau even chime in. I hate that. Chime in when you need to, Marceau. But anyway, that was the conclusion of the show. I haven't seen the Whitlows, and I don't care to. So hopefully they're not on part 3. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. So drop down in the comments. Tell me what you think. Something you want to add. Something I missed. And we'll see you on this one for next week for, I guess, the part 3 of the reunion. And I will be doing Real Housewives of Potomac. Still got some, some videos for Best Man Final Chapters to do. So, as I always tell y'all could be anywhere in this YouTube world, but you're here with me. I really, really appreciate it, and I really mean it.